Well, climbing always presents its challenges. Chris Tomer does it every weekend, but you have an interesting story with a father and a daughter.
Yeah, no, this one I think was really touching when I saw the video that they brought back from Kilimanjaro. So oftentimes it's not what you climb, but who you climb it with, and that's exactly what happened on Mount Kilimanjaro to a father and daughter from Fort Collins.
Almost to Stella Point.
Stella Point sits right on the crater rim of Mount Kilimanjaro. And when Jim Davidson and his daughter Jessica Davidson arrive, they're witness to a stunning sunrise. This is a story about a father and daughter.
All right, welcome to 15,200. Nice.
Welcome to base camp.
Enduring 6 straight days of climbing through 5 climate zones to reach the 19,341-foot summit together.
You awake?
I'm awake.
Nothing like traversing the rock wall under icy conditions and wake you up in the morning, huh?
We first introduced you to Fort Collins resident Jim Davidson a month ago on Grizzly Peak, who's training for Mount Everest this spring.
Going through that and losing my best friend Mike Price, it changed my life.
After that tragic loss on Mount Rainier, Jim wasn't sure he'd ever climb again, but now has a renewed sense of purpose and holds family and friends close, including his daughter Jess.
Dad, we made it.
It's foggy and icy as Jim and Jess reach the summit, and even though the camera lens is iced up, you can hear the genuine emotion.
I love you. I love you, Dad.
This climb is twofold for Jim. He gets time with his daughter, and the high altitude of Kili preps him for Everest.
Going to Everest is something that I've read about for 40 years and daydreamed about for 30 years.
It's all about dreams, from the snows of Kilimanjaro to the Hillary Step. That was great. So yeah, we're definitely going to keep following Jim as he trains. I'll go out on some of the stuff he's doing in preps for Everest, and we'll just see how it all shakes out over the next few months. Of course, Everest is April and May. It's coming up fast.
One of the things you always capture in these Tomer's Trails reports and just in our conversations is the emotion of climbing these mountains. And I think people leave that out until they do it or are around it and they get the idea that it really is an emotional experience.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, you know, it's more about just climbing the mountain. And then after a while, you realize, gee, it's really raw up there. And you can't really be anybody but yourself. And that's what I try to capture a lot of the time.
I thought it was interesting, too, this morning. We were also talking, of course, so much about El Capitan and the Dawn Wall.
Yeah.
And you were telling us about the very divergent path you take as a climber, mountain climbing versus technical climbing, that they are maybe under one umbrella, but they're not at all similar, really.
No, they are under one umbrella, but the two communities are very, very different. And either you go one way where the branch goes towards mountaineering, or you go to the right where it's technical rock climbing.
Hardly anyone, if anyone, who does a little bit of both?
It's usually one or the other. There's the two are sometimes mixed to get to the summit of any particular mountain, but generally you fall into one camp or the other.
Kim's a social climber.
Online, on Facebook, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Thanks.
hopefully one day you'll get to go.
Yeah, you never know. We're working on it.
Okay.
We're working on it.